We'll just wait a couple more minutes to get people on and then we'll get started.
I'm gonna have to feel
Does anyone have any good news while we're waiting?
Well, tomorrow's Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, almost Friday.
Yep, today's my birthday.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us on your birthday.
Mm-hmm.
We must be special.
Do you have any fun plans after?
I have a friend coming over this weekend.
That'll be good.
What's the Roman Anna? No, I don't need you to log it in. I just need them to come here so they can get on this.
Oops. Very good. All right, should we get started?
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome to our 2024 Junior Coach Volunteer Informational Session. My name is Coach Brandon. I am the program coordinator for Kalamazoo. We can dive right into the mission. So First Tee is a youth development organization whose mission is to impact the lives of young people by providing educational programs that build character, instill life-enhancing values, and promote healthy choices through the game of golf. Would anyone like to share what this mission means to them, or pick out any words or phrases that stand out to them? Anybody? Any brave soul?
Well, to me, I feel like it means to get out to people who really don't have other chances to be around other people or get out as much as they normally should. And it's just a great way for people to connect and just interact with each other.
For sure.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that. I appreciate that.
I
Any
think
other brave souls want to? Oh, go ahead.
I think for me, it's probably the opportunity for everyone to have the same chance to do something so that no one is left behind somewhere and feels like they're left out.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks, Levi.
appreciate that. All right. Well, thanks for sharing. That's our mission here at First Tee. So we're going to dive right into our 2023 highlights. We were founded in 2011. We have 11 full-time staff, 75 plus part-time coaches, including 30 plus junior coaches like yourself, 300 volunteers, mentors. We serve the communities that we serve are Grand Rapids, Kalamazoo, Highland, and Muskegon. We do this at over 22 golf courses and over 2,000 students in 2023, and 46% of those participants were on scholarship. So, like you guys were saying, we are making those connections and building those experiences for those students. So, we appreciate all of your help. What is a junior coach and a junior volunteer? So, a junior volunteer starts at about age 12 and 13 years old. They're unpaid, and their interest is in helping younger participants in classes. 14 plus year olds who would like to try coaching but unsure if they're interested. So, before you start receiving pay, we think it's beneficial to participate as a volunteer to make sure this is something you would enjoy and feel comfortable doing. So, we won't just throw you into the wolves. We want to make sure you're comfortable and enjoy what you're doing before we would ask you to go on with the other processes. So for the junior coach, they have to be 14 plus years old. They receive pay, and they have to make a resume and go through an interview process. So before you receive the pay, you you would have to actually do a job interview with us, with somebody in your community. And also your interest would be helping younger participants in classes. Do I have any questions about this slide? No? All right, we can move forward. And if you do have any questions throughout this training, you can go ahead and drop it in the chat and we will answer all the questions at the end. Junior coaches will lock in to a class on the coach schedule for the appropriate season. If paid, you will need a work permit from school office signed by school and First Tee staff. Online trainings will be assigned to coaches to complete if under 18. Once a junior coach turns 18, they will have to complete a background check and the full Safe Sport training regimen. Junior coaches and their parents will be added to the group text chat with lead coach and a First Tee staff member. So before the classes start, we're creating text threads so volunteers, coaches, and junior coaches can all communicate with each other, letting them know if they might be late or they might not be able to attend, or if class gets canceled, that's where that information will pop up on that group text. Any other questions? All right, we can move on.
All right, so the First Tee Code of Conduct, this is will be shared during the first class for all 7 to 9 and 10 to 11 age groups. So the lead coach of the class will share this the first day. But this is also something that we want all coaches, junior coaches, and volunteers to follow. So it's just important for you guys to know. So number 1, I will show respect for myself, I will show respect for others, and I will show respect for my surroundings. And this is just a good thing to keep in mind when you're coaching or volunteering and letting your students know about this. And if you see them not showing respect to themselves, to their classmates, or to their surroundings, to remember that what our code of conduct says and just keep them in line with that. All right, so the class flow, some of you, if you volunteered with us before, coached with us before, might know the flow of this, but we ask that you arrive 30 minutes before class if possible. We know that some of you guys come out right from school, so you might be a little bit late, but just communicating that in that group chat with your coaches that you might be a little late is really beneficial to the lead coach. So we start with the warm up and we do some stretching, and we also talk about our key commitment for the day that we're going to focus on. And then that leads us to the bulk of class, which is our golf games and activities. And we incorporate the key commitment with the golf skills, golf fundamentals, the rules and etiquette. And then we'll wrap up with the last 5 to 10 minutes of class, piecing everything together. So asking open-ended questions to connect the lessons learned on the course to their application off the course. And then after, you're going to meet with your coaches and other volunteers, and you're going to go through 3 goods, 1 better, and 1 how of how you think that class could have gone better and how that class went well that session. Any questions? And you can always throw them in the chat too if you don't want to talk out loud. We can go over all the questions at the end, so whatever's easier for you. All right, and then just some junior coach expectations. So arrive at class at least 30 minutes before class. We kind of discussed that in the last slide, but this will vary by community. So just checking in with your lead coach, seeing when they want you to arrive, and making sure that you're making use of that group chat, group thread. And then also helping set up and tear down at the beginning and end of class. This just helps with time and helps the lead coach not be so overwhelmed in the start and at the end. And then also engage with participants in game and activity. Participants really look up to junior coaches, so just giving them examples of how to play the games and playing with them is huge, and they really look up to you guys as role models. And then help keep participants safe. This is one of our #1 priorities. So just making sure that kids are in safety zones and reinforcing that throughout class. And then also setting a good example of how to be successful in class. Like I said, you guys are role models to the participants. So being in a good example just by listening to the lead coach and not being on your phone, which is the next one. So not on phone, electronics during class. So during that hour and a half, we just want your phone to be away and that you're focused in class and on the participants. This helps keep everyone safe and having a good time during class. And then remembering that you are a leader and coach and not a participant in the class. So a lot of you guys are probably also taking first T classes along with volunteering or coaching. So making sure that the class that you're volunteering or coaching for is a class that you're not participating in and practicing your golf game. You're there and focusing on the participants and not yourself. Any questions on any of our expectations? All right.
All right. So if you are on payroll, if you're 14 years of older or older and you have gone through all of the interview and the resume and you've decided that you want to be a junior coach and we think it'll be a good fit, then you are going to go through the process of getting your work permit. You'll go to your school office, usually the front office will direct you to the right person, and that will get you started so that we can get you on payroll. Once we get you on payroll, you will have to have a bank account of some kind to hook up to your direct deposit. That's how you'll get paid. And you will have to fill out some tax forms, which an adult can help you do. This is kind of what it looks like on the screen. It may be updated just slightly, but you will log in or you'll download, it's called TriNet Zenefits. That's the payroll system that we go through. It's just an app on your phone. And when you get to work, you'll hit clock in. And when you leave work, you'll hit clock out. Super simple. And that time that you've clocked in and clocked out, that time is recorded, and every 2 weeks you'll get paid. If you don't submit your hours or if you don't clock in and clock out, we can't pay you for that time because we don't have any trail or log that you were working at that time. A couple things, this is important as a participant and as a coach about the weather policy. So obviously we have to cancel class because we have classes outside in Michigan. And especially in the spring and in the fall when it's getting warmer and getting colder. So according to all these things, the wind chill, the heat index, and the possibility of thunderstorms, we will make a decision as a staff and we will cancel class or let you know that class is still going. We will communicate a cancellation in that text thread that we've been talking about. There's no need for you guys to call us and ask us if we're still having class or text in the thread, hey, are we going to have class? Looks like thunderstorms. We'll let you know if class is on. We'll let you know if class is canceled or if we're going to shorten the class or make any changes. All of those calls will be made at least an hour before the start of the class. At that point, you should be getting ready to go to the course or already be at the course. And so we try to make that call earlier than that, but we do the best we can. The people that make the call here are listed on the spreadsheet. And we will take care of making all the communication out to your lead coach, to you guys as junior coaches, and all the students in the class. So if you ever have questions about the weather, if we're going to have class, if we're not, you can take a look at this weather policy and then refer to that group text thread. Okay, so this will be something new for both you guys as coaches and you guys as participants. We're going to do away with T-Bucks except for in the 7 to 9 and 10 to 11 age groups. We are going to start giving T-Bucks more for demonstrating key commitments and not for winning games and competitions. We'll still have a little bit of that, but less of than it has been in the past. Primarily as a junior coach, you're going to be working with that 7 to 9 and 10 to 11 age group because we want you guys to be working with people who are younger than you. So sometimes it gets hard when you're working in groups that are closer to your age. And we hope that you're still participating with us so you can't volunteer and attend class at the same time. One thing that we are adding is it's called this Game Changer Award. This will be for all age groups. This will be given to one participant every week who demonstrates the key commitment of the week. This will be given out by your lead coach or your volunteer. So your lead coach could give you the Game Changer Award and say, who do you think demonstrated collaborating with others the best today? So that'll be a part of the responsibility is just watching your group and seeing who is demonstrating that key commitment of the day. And that is all that we have for you as far as our slideshow. Are there any questions that you have? Any parents that are on have questions? It's a lot of information kind of fast.
Just say unmute and ask.
I
Yeah,
have a
go ahead and
question.
just unmute and ask. Yeah.
What about homeschoolers? How do they get paid?
That's a very good question. I'll have to ask, and that's a great question. I'll have to ask somebody and we can get back to you.
Okay.
I'll have Coach Jeff get back to you.
Okay.
I believe you still have to reach out to a school administrator, even though you don't attend that school. I think they still have a say in it.
You think? I think there is some sort of documentation that has to be provided, but I'm not exactly sure what it is. Yeah, I think you're right, Brandon. But we'll look into it and we'll let Coach Jeff know.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
How do you set up an interview?
So we are going to be at the end of this sending out the recording of this as well as the slide deck and then information for who to contact regarding anything, interviews, locking into a class for the season, any next steps.
I was wondering if since my mom doesn't let me have a phone, and sometimes I have a watch though, but that doesn't always send through because the Wi-Fi at my school never works. And so like what should I do with that?
So your mom's number will be in the text thread. So she will be the communicator for you. But she'll receive all the information on if class is going on, if class is canceled, all of that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
What is the dress code for when we come to class?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Yeah, good question. It will be golf attire, so like how you would dress up to go to a golf course. So collared shirts, golf skirts, golf pants, golf shorts for guys. Yeah. Just no jeans.
Okay, thank
Yeah.
you.
You don't need to get like golf shoes or anything like that. Tennis shoes are fine. We have some, correct me if I'm wrong, Emily and Brandon, but I know we have an opportunity for you guys to get some swag once you become a volunteer. So you can get a shirt or a hat or something that has First Tee on it that you can wear to class.
And I know in Kalamazoo we have a lot of extra polos for younger participants and coaches. So if you need something like that, just reach out to me if you're in Kalamazoo.
All right. Does anyone else have any questions?
Oh, yeah, I just have a quick question about like quick deposits or deposits in hours. For deposits, is there a way to have it transferred into a checkings and a savings account, or is it just one or the other?
Yep, so when you set up your direct deposit, you can add both bank accounts or any bank accounts that you want, and you can set up how much money goes into each account.
Okay. All right, thank you. And also for hours, when we clock in when we arrive and when we leave.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Yep,
would
and then,
say,
oh, go ahead, Emma.
sorry, it's easy to forget to clock out. So maybe setting a reminder on your phone to clock out at the end of each class, just because it's important that you clock out at the right time.
So if you also do and forget to clock out, is it like a penalty or like a anything for how much you get paid?
No, if you forget to clock out or if you forget to clock in even, we understand, especially as we're just starting out. If you forget to clock out, we'll notice because normally people forget to clock out for days and days, and we know that you didn't work for days and days. And we'll usually just take a guess about when the class ended. And then if you forget to clock in at the end of every session, we will send out we call it a delinquent form, and you're able to fill in hours. Like I forgot to clock in on May 3rd. And that the only penalty per se is that you wouldn't get paid until the very end of that session. So that wouldn't get added to your normal check.
Okay, thank you.
Great questions. Everyone's has great questions.
Any other questions?
Yeah, also, are you able to fill in for multiple classes a day?
Yeah. Yeah, whatever works with your schedule. And also you can grab classes too if someone can't make a class. That's super beneficial to us as staff and to other junior coaches.
Yeah, one thing that as you kind of prove that you are reliable and prove that you really like junior coaching and are doing well with junior coaching, we will start asking if you can fill in for other classes. And so, if Bryson says he can't come on Tuesday, May 3rd or whatever day, we'll reach out to some other people like, hey, can you fill in for Bryson? That just helps us if you're able to be flexible and if you're able, no problem if you can't do that, but that's something that we'll start doing, especially as the summer gets a little busier. And we just like if you're not able to come to, if you're able to get a sub for yourself, if you know another junior coach or you recognize, somebody in one of your classes is also junior coaching, just reaching out to them and seeing if they can cover for you.
I have a question. So if you don't know, or if you know that you're gonna be gone, do you just like put that in a text thread? And also would I'm in Kalamazoo, so would Brandon say we need a position for a Tuesday or something?
Yeah, I probably would reach out to junior coaches if I knew that there was people calling off or not being able to make it, I would reach out and try to fill that spot.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, especially if you know ahead of time, like your family's taking vacation or you're going to be gone out of doing whatever, and you know that especially if ahead of time, that would be a great thing to throw in that text thread so your lead coach knows and someone from First Tee, like myself or Emily or Brandon, will be in that text thread as well, so we can help get you coverage if that is something that is needed.
Okay, thank you.
When does golf start?
Great question. In 2 weeks, just about 2 weeks. So we understand school is still in session, especially during the spring and the fall seasons, or for your case, not. Well, you're not going to school, but you have school. But we understand, schedules are busier in the spring and the fall with academics and other extracurriculars. And so we don't expect you guys to coach a ton during those seasons, but if you can, we would love you to. In the summertime, we currently have the spring and summer schedules set. So we will send out at the end of this, in that big mass email, we'll send out our schedule, and you'll be able to take a look at all of the classes, not just the classes that you're attending, but you'll be able to see all of the classes and see if any of those classes work in your schedule to be a coach or a volunteer. So they do start, I don't want to misspeak, but I believe it's April 23rd.
Yeah.
April
Okay.
22. April 22nd is Monday.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
If you already looked at the like when you can work and you you said what days you can work and then you got it approved, would you have to do that again?
No, you're good, Lucas. I got you locked in, man.
All right, thank you.
Great questions, everybody.
I would ask, say,
Can we work with the younger kids, like the littler ones?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, go ahead, Emily.
Yeah, we do recommend junior volunteers and junior coaches work with 7 to 9-year-olds in our 10 to 11-year-old classes. So definitely.
What about the summer? Because I have a 5-year-old brother who's going. So would I be able to help in his class, or?
Yeah, for sure. You can reach out to Jeff and he can definitely get you participating in your brother's class.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Any other last minute questions? No? All right. Well, thank you for jumping on here for about 30 minutes with us, and be on the lookout. Whoever this invitation was sent to, we're just going to send it out to everybody again. Anyone that's watching the recording, feel free to send questions to myself, Emily, or Brandon, and if we can't answer it, we can push it to who does know how to answer it. And we hope to see many of you guys that are on the call and those of you who are watching later out on the golf course. And we're excited that you guys are interested in becoming junior volunteers and junior coaches, or those of you that have been coaching, we're excited to see you come back for more.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you so much for coming.
Have a good rest of your day.
You too.
Bye.
You.